Hey everybody, welcome back to Tim Travels. It's Terry, your host. I'm here in Salt Lake City, Utah at our fabulous Prime terminal. So the sound you don't hear is my truck idling because the shop fixed my APU. Turned out it had a little fuel leak, and like yesterday and today I couldn't get it to start even though I had plenty of fuel in the tanks. Turned out all of that was because of the same problem, which was a little tiny gasket in a fuel filter that hadn't been seated properly when the fuel filter was replaced. So now that that's done, I'm super excited. It's cool in the truck. I mean, it was cool before because I just idled, but that was a hassle. So it is a balmy 100 degrees even here in Salt Lake City, although there's a breeze. So it not only feels like an oven, but it feels like a convection oven because it's a dry heat. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. I got a lot of chores done. I got laundry done. I was able to take a shower. I even had a trailer that had to go in, trailer on my back for this load that I'm on. But they got that turned around quickly, so everything's going great. So I'm on a load that I picked up yesterday in Burley, Idaho, and it is going to Maine, to Easton, Maine. So it's a little bit of a long trip, pays well. It doesn't have to be there until Sunday, this coming Sunday, at 7:15 in the morning, but I can deliver as early as Friday. So we'll see how my trip goes and how we go across the country. So just in case this happens again, I've been having trouble. I don't know if it's heat or what it is, but I've been having trouble with my cell phone mounts. I actually have two of the same mounts, just falling off the windows like some disgraced cosmonauts. So if this just falls, you'll know I'll recover it and we'll continue on. But just so you know, that could be coming. I'm gonna make, there it goes. Holy crap, I just caught it. Okay, I'm giving up on that. All right, sorry about all that. So today is June 14th, and you know what that means. It's Flag Day. So, I don't consider myself like super patriotic. I'm not one of those guys that's always like, I don't know, worrying about somebody's patriotism or whatever, because I feel like patriotism comes in a lot of different forms, and demonstrations of it aren't necessarily patriotic. They're just demonstrations for people's own purposes. But since today's Flag Day, I wanted to focus on something that does kind of get under my skin, and that is the improper display and treatment of the flag. And a lot of people have talked about people in sports kneeling during the national anthem and stuff like that. And I've never lost sight of the fact that the national anthem is just that. We haven't had it since the beginning of the country, certainly, and because it was written during the War of 1812, and it was a poem, and it didn't take on a life of its own for quite a while afterwards. And same thing with the flag. The flag has obviously changed over the years, but it is purely symbolic. And so sometimes are people doing symbolic things of their own. So I just leave you with that. I'm not trying to get into any deep personal or political discussion, but I just leave you with that thought that personal expression is very American. But I wanted to talk about the flag, and what I have here is a document that is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. So it's like, this is not me making it up, but I'll even show you. There it is, U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. And it's not too long, and so I'm going to read it verbatim and then talk a little bit about it. So this is guidelines for display of the flag. And this isn't just something that's like customary or anything. It's actually codified in law. And Public Law 94-344, known as the Federal Flag Code, contains rules for handling and displaying the U.S. flag. While the federal code contains no penalties for misusing the flag, so let's keep that in mind, states have their own flag codes and may impose penalties, which, by the way, I think are probably unconstitutional, but that's for another day. The language of the federal code makes clear that the flag is a living symbol. In response to a Supreme Court decision which held that a state law prohibiting flag burning was unconstitutional, Congress enacted the Flag Protection Act in 1989. It provides that anyone who knowingly desecrates the flag may be fined and or imprisoned for up to 1 year. However, this law was challenged, and the Supreme Court in a 1990 decision decided that the Flag Protection Act violates the First Amendment free speech protections. So the First Amendment trumps doing something that somebody would find offensive to the flag. So if you own a flag, you can burn it. You can burn it with an effigy. However, if it's not your flag, that could be like arson or malicious mischief or something like that. So continuing on here, important things to remember. Traditional guidelines call for displaying the flag in public only from sunrise to sunset. However, the flag may be displayed at all times if it's illuminated during darkness. The flag should not be subject to weather damage, so it should not be displayed during rain, snow, and windstorms unless it is an all-weather flag. Okay, so if you got a flagpole and you just run Old Glory up it and you don't illuminate it and it doesn't stay illuminated and it's out there in foul weather, you may be running afoul of the federal flag code. It should be displayed often, but especially on national and state holidays and special occasions. When I was a kid, my parents had a flag, and my dad was in the Marines in World War II, and like everybody I knew was a veteran. I mean, all the men. I mean, it was rare that somebody's dad or grandpa wasn't a veteran. But you know what? And my mom was even a member of the American Legion Auxiliary. But my parents only flew the flag like 3-4 times a year. Memorial Day, July 4th, Veterans Day. That was, maybe Flag Day, But it wasn't like, it certainly wasn't something that we showed on a daily basis. The flag should be displayed on or near the main building of public institutions, schools during school days, and polling places on election days. It should be hoisted briskly and lowered ceremoniously. Now we're getting into particulars of flag usage. When carried in procession with other flags, the U.S. flag should be either on the marching right, the flag's right, or to the front and center of the flag line. When displayed on a float in a parade, the flag should be hung from a staff or suspended so it falls free. It should not be draped over a vehicle. When displayed with another flag against a wall from crossed staffs, the U.S. flag should be on its own right, left to the person facing the wall, and the staff should be in front of the other flag staff. In a group of flags displayed from staffs, the U.S. flag should be at the center and the highest point. When the U.S. flag is displayed other than from a staff, it should be displayed flat or suspended so that its folds fall free. When displayed over a street, place the Union so it faces north or east. So that means the Union Jack, which is the portion of the flag that is the blue background and the white stars, right? Place the Union so that it faces north or east, depending on the direction of the street. When the U.S. flag is displayed as projecting from a building, the Union of the flag should be placed at the peak of the pole unless the flag is at half staff. When suspended from a rope extending from the building on a pole, the flag should be hoisted out, Union first, from the building. When flags of states, cities, or organizations are flown on the same staff, the U.S. flag must be at the top, except as church services conducted at sea by Navy chaplains. There is a church pennant that has it has a Christian cross on it, and it's little. It's probably like if the flag is, I don't know, say 3 feet in width, the pennant's probably only about 6 or 8 inches wide, and a pennant is just, you know, it's just like a long streamer. Okay, the flag should never be draped or drawn back in folds. Draped red, white, and blue bunting should be used for decoration, with the blue at the top and the red at the bottom. In other words, the flag is not decoration. Okay, putting flags all over something is not appropriate. It's not proper. It's, at that point, it's being used as decoration. The flag may be flown at half staff to honor a newly deceased federal or state government official by order of the president or the governor of that state, respectively. On Memorial Day, the flag should be displayed at half staff until noon. And just an additional point about that, the way you display a flag at half staff, if it's being hoisted, is it goes all the way up, then is lowered, then when it's put back up, it's hoisted up. And here's the other thing about hoisting, and like I said, I was in the military and we did this every day on ships, and I used to observe colors and supervise colors. When you hoist, it's quick, it's brisk. When you haul a flag down, it's slowly and with solemnity. Okay? Other things not to do with the flag. Out of respect for the U.S. flag, never, and then there's a colon, dip it for any person or thing, even though state flags, regimental colors, and other flags may be dipped as a mark of honor. The United States does not dip its flag to anything or anybody. Do not display it with the Union down except as a signal of distress. If you don't like how things are going in this country, and you think flying the flag upside down is a good statement of that, you are wrong. You're wrong. Okay? That's not distress. That's just your opinion about how things are going. Okay? Sorry. Do not let the flag touch anything beneath it: ground, floor, water, merchandise. Carry it horizontally, but always aloft. I've seen several tractor trailers with flags on them, like just on the, hand grip behind the cab. I've seen them tied to the back of trailers. Okay, those are wholly inappropriate and improper displays of the U.S. flag. Those flags are getting diesel exhaust all over them, road dirt, all sorts of other bullshit. Okay, if you think you're being patriotic and you're cool and you're a great American, you're wrong. Okay, it's disregard for the law and it's disrespectful to the flag. Okay, the flag is not a prop. It's not a joke. It's not decoration. So stop it. Okay. Do not fasten it or display in a way that will permit it to be damaged or soiled. Yeah, what I was just saying too. Do not place anything on the flag, including letters, insignia, or designs of any kind. You know those really patriotic, cop flags, firefighter flags, EMS flags with the red, green, blue stripes in them? Yeah, they're all bullshit too, okay? They're disrespectful and contrary to the law. They're contrary to the federal flag code. So you want to fly that in front of your house? Go right ahead, because you do have your First Amendment rights. But just know this, you're disrespecting the U.S. flag by doing so, okay? Those are just decoration. It's not a joke, okay? Do not use it as wearing apparel, bedding, or drapery. I've seen that crap. It should not be used on a costume or athletic uniform. However, A flag patch may be attached to the uniform of patriotic organizations, so like maybe, I don't know, Daughters of the American Revolution or something. Military personnel, and by the way, I never once wore a flag on a uniform when I was in the military. The only time that was something that was a thing was when you would be interacting with people from other countries. So really it was an identifier as much as anything. So military personnel, police officers, and firefighters, okay? You do not use the flag for advertising or promotion purposes or print it on paper napkins, boxes, or anything else intended for temporary use and discard. So let me say something about that particular point. Businesses that are, you know, like I can think of a couple of RV companies that seem to be in a competition to have the largest flag. So it turns out that flags are kind of like, I don't know, humans. Just because it's bigger doesn't mean it's better or more important or that you're more awesome because you have it. Okay? A flag is a flag is a flag. It's a symbol. Okay? So you want to fly some giant ass flag, you know, on your giant flagpole, and it attracts attention because of its size, then you are using that not for patriotic purposes, but to attract attention to your business. That's inappropriate. It's contrary to the law, because I just read it verbatim. It's not advertising or promotion. But when you have the biggest frickin' flagpole in, you know, North America with the biggest flag, then that's what you're doing. You know, that's what you're doing. So, last couple paragraphs. During the hoisting or lowering of the flag, or when it passes in parade or review, Americans should stand at attention, facing the flag, and place their right hand over their heart. Uniformed military members render the military salute. Men not in uniform should remove any, or women not in uniform should remove any headdress and hold it with their right hand to their left shoulder, and the hand resting over the heart. Those who are not U.S. citizens should stand at attention. When the flag is worn out or otherwise no longer a fitting emblem for display, it should be destroyed in a dignified way, preferably by burning. I can't tell you how many times I go by houses and there's just some ratty ass tattered flag that is up. And you know, somebody might say, well, that's because they can't afford a new flag. Well, that's okay. But that other tattered, worn out, sun-bleached flag still should be struck and disposed of in the proper manner. So I hope that everybody gets the fact that the flag is not a joke, but it stands for something, and misuse of it is just as bad as in fact it's worse than, say, somebody not standing for the national anthem or the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay? And the reason is because those decisions are protected under the Constitution. But misuse of a flag, using it to promote your business or dragging it on the freaking catwalk behind your tractor, those are not permitted, and there's laws that talk about that. So, you know, I ask you to be respectful of the colors, be respectful of the flag, and take care of it in a way that's in accordance with the law. And I hope everybody maybe learned something, or maybe you already knew all this stuff. But think about it next time you see the flag being displayed incorrectly. And think about what that says, you know, about the people displaying it. You know, it's better to not display it at all than it is to display it wrong. So I leave that with you. I hope everybody has a great Flag Day. Hope it gets a little cooler. And we'll catch up with you soon. I got a long trip across the country, and we'll figure out about some stuff to talk about, and learn about. And everybody be safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.